Welcome to Talk BGKY, the official podcast of the City of Bowling Green. I am Sergeant Brad Hogue with the Bowling Green Police Department.
And I am Norman Simpson with the Bowling Green Police Department.
And I'm Chief Mitch Walker with the WKU Police Department.
We're gathered together today to discuss one of the special assignments within the Bowling Green Police. It's a very special assignment that's now under our newly formed community engagement team, and that is the Residents Against Drugs position, which is the police officer assigned to the Bowling Green Housing Authority. Officer Simpson, he's our current RAD officer, and Chief Walker, he's one of the legendary RAD officers that got the program up and going and made a tremendous impact in the housing authority community. And we just want to get together and talk about it and educate the community about what this position is and the type of work that they do. Officer Simpson, you've been doing it for, 4 years now? 34 years?
3 years.
3 years. Can you tell us a little bit about what the position is?
So I'm assigned to the Housing Authority, and I basically work closely with them and the citizens, the residents of the Housing Authority. There's about 1,600 residents that live over there. There's 5 different locations in Bowling Green that the Housing Authority operates. There's one on Bryant Way, one at Phoenix Place, one on Angora Court, and then Summit View and Gordon Avenue areas. So I basically kind of assist them in any way they need, anytime they have a call about either a collision or a crime that's occurred, or if residents have any questions. A lot of times we go out and answer questions. We do everything from, I've got like a snake out of a house, to buying somebody some groceries if they need them, to if something happens where there's an assault or something like that, having to take enforcement action. But we're there to help the residents. And it is a great program that we've been doing for, I don't know, probably 20 years, I'd say. Yeah. Chief Walker could say. I mean, it's definitely evolved. When I first came to Bowling Green years ago, it was kind of a rougher area, and it wasn't really an assignment that a lot of people wanted to do because of they had a negative outlook on police, some of the citizens over there, and it was kind of a rough area for a little bit, but because the program has evolved, the citizens over there, they really love and trust the police, and I feel like an honor to have done it for 3 years. I've really gained a lot of friendships from some of the citizens over there. I can walk down the street and they'll flag me down and ask me to come in and have lunch with them. It's a great organization. It's a great program, and that comes from the people that came before me. It's nothing that I did. I didn't reinvent the wheel. I just took over where they left off, and we actually created a program 3 years ago when I took over, basically off of Chief Delaney's kind of influence, the Popsicle Patrol. So every year we have a big fireworks thing in the Housing Authority area. So I decided 3 years ago we should implement that in the Housing Authority. So every 4th of July when we come out, we kind of work that night in the area. So we started passing out popsicles and talking to residents, basically educating them on the safeties of fireworks and fires and stuff like that. And it went over like crazy, and the citizens love it. Every year they look forward to us coming around, passing out stickers and popsicles to the kids, talking to the residents. They've invited us in to their cookouts and barbecues to eat with them. So it's really a positive program that we do. So, but
yep. When I think about it, it seems to be like the RAD position is police work in its purest form. Like, it makes me think about, the old stereotype of Mayberry and Andy Griffith. You're essentially like a one-man police department responsible for, the 1,600-person area, and it's about building relationships. It's about getting out there, solving problems, being there for the community, no matter what that situation might be. Some of it might be crime-related or disorder-related, but a lot of it is just like comfort-related, like going in, taking care of that snake, going in and talking to people that are going through problems, and just things of that nature. And you mentioned the relationships and how it was when you came in and how it is now. That's obviously something that's not built overnight. It takes time for that to happen. It makes me think that's something that Chief Walker probably played a major role in building. How was your experience in the Housing Authority, Chief?
Oh, it was an awesome experience. When I came to Bowling Green many, many years ago, started the RAD program, and I thought, man, once I, get off of probation and get some training behind me, I would like to do that position. And so I had an opportunity with the police department to fulfill that role. There were some folks that came before me that did a great job. It was really rewarding. I also lived in RAD as well. Mm-hmm. So I took a lot of ownership in living there and working in that area. As Officer Simpson said, the relationship building is everything. It really made a big difference in how you could police there. And yes, it was a lot like the Mayberry, a lot like, your Andy Griffith. When those citizens gave you a complaint, it was legit. Officer Simpson's a much better guy than I did. I didn't have to remove a snake because I'm scared of snakes. I'd had to call somebody else.
I'm with you on that.
On that. But yeah, there's a lot of things, we do like that. It wasn't necessarily police related, but, we get a call and go and help people out. And so that was so rewarding to build relationships and meet different folks on a level that you typically wouldn't get to meet them on. As a Bowling Green police officer, you're extremely busy. And so it's hard to slow down and be able to do the things like that you'd really want to do because you got so many calls coming out. And so in RAD, it gives you an opportunity to do community policing at its highest level.
Yeah, I think also one of the most rewarding parts of it for me is the we have so many programs over there, and I don't know if they were in place when you went in, like the Boys and Girls Club and the Boys to Men program, the Parker Bennett Center and stuff. And I kind of got roped into the Boys to Men program, which I think is a great program that we do, and I help with that at the Parker Bennett Center. But they asked me to come speak to their group a couple times, and then they had their tie ceremony, and so I got roped into doing that. And I got there, and there's 50 or 60 kids there. Well, they didn't know how to tie, and by the time we got done that day, I had calluses on my fingers from helping them tie ties and button their top buttons, and just the opportunity to mentor some of the younger kids like that. That's probably also one of the most rewarding things about the Housing Authority. So
yeah.
Police work's interesting. Though that's something when you sign up to be a police officer, you don't think about the opportunities you have to make such a positive impact on other people in that manner. Teaching these young men how to tie ties, being there to support them, partnering with that organization, the Boys and Girls Club, the school, Parker Bennett Center, and all other people at the Housing Authority to make a positive impact on people. That's something that we don't even see the dividends for right away, but maybe 10, 15 years down the road, you're positively impacting your community and helping these folks grow up into great citizens.
yeah, it was funny. One night they invited me to have a sleep in. They had a lock in one night at the school, so they invited me to come just stop in for a second and say hi to the kids. So they said they had a guest speaker coming. So I stopped in for a second, and when I show up, they're like, "Oh man, our guest speaker canceled. Can you give a 45-minute presentation?" I'm like, "Oh, what the off the cuff." So I went and spoke to the guys about it, and we had a good conversation with the kids. There was about 50 kids there that night, and so at the end of it, we went out to the car and was looking at the car. Well, a couple of them had got in trouble and had to do push-ups because they got in trouble. So I explained to them, I'm like, this is a team building exercise here. It's this big lock-in. I was like, I noticed a couple of you guys had to do some push-ups earlier. So I was like, as a team, we're going to do push-ups together. And they're like, what? So we get in a big circle around my police car, and we all did push-ups, 50 push-ups in the parking lot. So, and to this day, some of those kids that was in that lock-in will come. This has been 2 years ago. They'll come up to me and be like, "Oh, you're that cop that did push-ups with us in the parking lot.
Wow.
That's so cool, man!" And shake my hand and talk about it was a positive impact or influence on them. So it's really, like you said, you never know what you're going to get into. When you first start policing, you think it's going to be a bunch of ticket writing and chasing the bad guys, but sometimes you got to tie a tie and rescue a snake, and
Yeah. Yeah, the leadership, Chief Delaney, being supportive of this it means a lot, and the leadership before him, it means a lot to be able to team up with the Housing Authority. Abraham Williams, who is an amazing mentor, he's going to retire pretty soon, and so
just retired last month.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
so there's there's going to be some big shoes. Big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So, but it's really worked well, and he always told me that he wants that neighborhood to be as safe as if he was living in it himself, and so that's important.
Yeah, they do an amazing job over at the Housing Authority, and their maintenance program, their leadership over there, and with Mr. Williams, I've seen him bring people in that had messed up, and he come in and spoke to them and had me with them, and reached out, and he tries to lift everybody up, and he has done a great thing with the Housing Authority because it is probably one of the safest areas to live in Bowling Green now, I think.
Absolutely.
Not because we have a rad position or because I'm there, but they just they mentor their people there. The leadership there is great. It's a great partnership with the police department. Like you said, Chief Delaney is all about it.
That shows how blessed we are as a community also. Everybody has the same goal, and everybody's moving in the same direction. It's about helping other people and making our community better. It's not just the police department doing it. It's the Housing Authority. It's nonprofits. It's all these groups that you mentioned. we're very blessed to be in the situation that we're in.
And I think too, having the right personality to work at RAD, it takes. Not saying that I'm special, but it takes a certain type of personality to be able to do that. What do you think, Lopes?
I think so too. And when I was the same position you were in when I first got on at Bowling Green, I saw the position and thought that would be cool to do, and I actually interviewed for it years ago and didn't get it. Another officer got it, and then when I finally did get it, it's like Sergeant Hoke said, it's a different aspect of policing. It's not like Mayberry, but you're there more as a mentor and as helping people than you are. It's not about writing tickets. It's not about arresting people or evicting people or anything like that. It's about trying to guide people and help people. I mean, they'll call me for advice on not even non-police issues. You're more of kind of like a mentor, I guess, over there to help people when they need it. So, and you gotta have that personality that you want to help people, and it's slow down and let's take a minute to figure out what's going on and how can we help you and figure out what the best course of action is.
Have y'all named the new person yet?
We have, yes.
Yeah.
She wasn't able to be with us today, but it's Melissa Bailey. She's replacing Officer Simpson, who, unfortunately to us, because we love him, he's been a positive influence within the police department, a good friend, a good peer, a good teammate. But he has decided he wants to retire, which I guess he's paid his dues. I suppose so, right? So he's retiring at the end of the month. We're going to miss him, but wish him well. Replacement is Officer Melissa Bailey, who is a 17-year officer, has quite a bit of experience as a detective, as a training officer. She's a PIO at WKU. I believe you even hired her, Chief Walker.
Yes, she did a great job there.
Yeah, and we think she's going to do wonderful things. She has big plans to continue with Officer Simpson and what you started, Chief Walker, and take it up to a next level. We're really excited about having her, and we also wish you well, of course, in the next step.
The good thing about it is with her taking over, the residents in housing, about a third of them are refugees or immigrants, and so they're big into soccer, and they have a huge field over there that they call the pasture where all the kids play. And they're always over playing soccer. Well, I am about as graceful as a three-legged dog. So she used to play soccer in college and
WKU
stuff.
soccer player.
So
Yep.
I'm like, thankfully there'll be somebody over there now that can go play soccer with the kids, because I'll kick it back and forth a little bit. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to break my leg because I will do that. Absolutely. If I get it, especially with these kids, because they're good. They get out there and they hustle, and I'm like, I'll watch from the sideline. But I like getting involved with them, playing basketball and stuff with them, but soccer is not my sport. So
yeah, she did a great job. She did at Western and has a servant's heart, and so she'll certainly be an asset.
Yeah, I spoke to her for months before she got the position, and she was excited about it too, about the opportunity to put in for it, and so I think she's going to be a great asset to the team there. So
Yep, very, very excited about having her and getting started with it. As much as we hate to lose you, we're still excited about moving forward. Now, Chief Walker, obviously the impact you've had at the Bowling Green Police. Melissa, that's somebody you've developed, and you can just go down the list of people that you have mentored and developed along the way to get us in this position that we're in. So that's very much appreciated.
Well, you're very, very kind. I appreciate it. I really do. And you guys do a great job. You make me proud to see your post and all the things that you do in the community, and I live here too, but I appreciate you. Y'all do a fine job, and as guys like me kind of move out of it, getting older, at least we got somebody we can trust and know that they're going to be doing the best job professionally. So
All right, thank you to retired former Officer Simpson, current civilian Norman Simpson. We appreciate your service. If you need anything, the non-emergency number is 270-393-4000. But no, seriously, appreciate all your service, everything you've done. You're always part of the family, and we appreciate that. Chief Walker, same with you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your mentorship, your guidance, and everything that you're doing at WKU now.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us, and you all have been listening to the Talk BGKY podcast.